Yo, Alex, turn around, man.
What, Johnny?
Dude, it's your first time driving. Come on now.
What do you want to say?
Just...
My name's Alex. I'm 15 years old. This is my first time driving a moving vehicle. It's by myself.
Yes.
AC going. All right, here we go. This is exciting. I'm trying to run anybody.
Yeah. Oh, we're coming up to some traffic, Alex. Don't wreck or anything.
I'm gonna wreck if you keep talking to me like that.
Oh. Okay. Wait, watch out for that car. You better watch out for that car. That was close. That was close.
You're about to give me a heart attack, dude.
Yo, Alex. Let's
What,
listen
dude?
to some music, man.
Alright, fine. Just keep it down a little bit so I can concentrate.
Alright. Oh, dude, this is my song. Come on, we gotta turn it up.
I'd rather you keep it down so I can concentrate, but...
Oh, come on, nothing's gonna happen.
Alright, fine. Just turn it up. Just not too loud. Alright, dude, I really can't concentrate. We're in heavy traffic right now. Are you sure about this?
Yes, dude, it's fine. It's fine. Come on.
Alright, dude. I gotta turn it off. Like, I can't concentrate
Come on,
driving.
man. Ever since you got your driver's license, you've been acting like a wuss.
What's the problem with that, dude? I'm trying to be safe, man.
Oh,
Seriously.
come on. Dude, you gotta just relax. Come on, Alex. Show me that you're still fun, man. This car's driving so slow. Can you pass it?
Dude, come on. You know I don't feel comfortable passing cars. I just got my license, man. I'm trying to play it safe.
But look, they're driving like 10 miles underneath the speed limit. Come on, pass them.
Alright, fine, dude, fine. Alright, well, I guess this isn't so bad.
See, I told you. Oh, dude, watch out! Oh!
The roadway. It's a consistent and efficient means of travel for all. The roadway has harvested greatness for numerous champions in a lifetime of generations.
And perhaps the roadway is one of the best places to get your mind off of stressful situations and just take a drive.
But the roadway can be a very dangerous place if not carefully utilized. In fact, there are 32,000 fatal accidents in the U.S. in 1 year alone, and 92 people die every day in a car-related accident.
Teen drivers are no exception. 33% of teen deaths are due to traffic accidents. So why are teens so susceptible to death-related accidents? We narrowed it down to 3 reasons: alcohol and drugs, inexperience behind the wheel, and risk-taking.
This road, it's kind of fun to drive.
It all started on this quiet country road that became a crime scene in no time flat.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
A wild ride in a speeding 8,000-pound truck with a drunk teenager behind the wheel, playing chicken with other people's lives. 4 innocent people dead.
There's another child in the ditch.
It was carnage. Carnage and destruction.
It is no secret that teen drivers are under the radar for their driving habits. One of the biggest culprits to teen driving deaths is the presence of substances in a teen's body while driving, essentially drinking and driving.
According to the CDC, 1 in 10 teens between 16 and 20 drink and drive.
Even more alarming, these drivers are 17 times more likely to die in a crash when their BA content is above 0.08%.
Of teen drivers who drink, 81% admitted to binge drinking before driving. This is well above 0.08%.
As shown in the video, teen deaths of drinking and driving don't just fall on the teen that drinks, they can also affect innocent bystanders.
The new video tonight with a graphic illustration of the combustible mix of teenagers, cars, and distraction. This is a warning not only for parents, but for anybody who gets behind the wheel. And here's ABC's Lindsay Janis.
Watch as this teen, distracted by her phone for roughly 6 seconds, loses control and careens off the road. And this teen, one hand on the phone, another on the wheel, just seconds before colliding with another car. Here's another playing DJ before running off the road. And another chatting to her friend, then plowing into the car in front of her.
Oh, that was my phone.
These shocking videos are all part of an unprecedented look at the #1 killer of American teenagers, car crashes. In the most comprehensive research of its kind, the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety analyzed nearly 1,700 accident videos, finding distraction a factor in nearly 60% of crashes. That's 4 times the previous estimates based on police reports.
What we call eyes off the road.
The biggest distraction may come as a surprise.
What was the most common?
The most common was talking to somebody in the vehicle, exactly what we're doing.
And the second biggest distraction? Texting and talking on cell phones.
One factor that heavily influences teen driving deaths is the risk-taking factor.
One of the most obvious risks teen drivers self-impose is the use of the cell phone for texting and driving and talking. According to the National Safety Council, 341,000 accidents relating to texting, driving, and cell phone usage occurred in 2013. 21% of teen driving deaths were due to cell phone use. Additionally, teens have a 400% higher chance of crashing while texting and driving.
But as shown in the video from ABC, the most distracting action for a teen driver is the presence of another teen in the vehicle.
Friends of teens often promote dangerous driving and ultimately disturb the driver's concentration. To sum it up, a distracted teen driver has the reaction time of a 70-year-old.
Teenagers in the United States get their licenses earlier than in most other countries, and they have easier access to cars once they're licensed. In many families, giving the car keys to a newly licensed driver means not only freedom for the teenager, but also relief for the parents from seemingly endless chauffeuring duties. But it comes with a potentially high price.
Crashes are the #1 cause of death among teens. Per mile driven, the crash rate for teen drivers is 4 times the crash rate for adults. It's higher still at night, and it's higher when there are other teens riding in the vehicle. It's the highest still right after they get their license. In fact, the crash rate for 16-year-olds is twice as high as the crash rate for 18 and 19-year-olds. During the learner permit, when teens are doing practice driving with their parents in the car, crash rates are really low. That's a very safe way for teens to drive, but once the teen begins to drive without their parent in the car, crash rates skyrocket. Teens are inexperienced drivers. They're more likely to speed.
I think it's fun.
Going 80, 85, I end up rushing a lot.
They make more driving errors.
I almost hit a person like a week ago.
They take corners too fast.
Yeah, I flipped over my car.
They may follow too closely.
And I rear-ended them.
They're not always able to handle a hazardous situation that pops up for the first time. Driving in bad weather, for example.
It was raining outside, and we skidded and slid.
An adult driver just has more experience handling a situation like that. Teen drivers tend to minimize their risk and overestimate their driving ability.
Inexperience is probably the most overlooked factor of teen accidents. We are quick to blame things that affect teen drivers directly, such as drugs, alcohol, cell phones, and passenger distractions. But what if inexperience is the reason for all of these teen driving shortcomings altogether? What if inexperience and immaturity is the real killer of teen drivers? The greatest factor to consider with inexperience is that a short period of parental driving guidance is sometimes not sufficient to help teen drivers. Studies have shown that many parents restricted their kids from driving at night and in bad weather when their kids had their beginner's permits because they felt it was too dangerous with their kids driving in these conditions, which just makes it that much worse for their children when they're not with their parents in these conditions. I can attest to this firsthand. A few months after getting my license, I was driving home from school in a bad rainstorm. Inexperienced, I was driving far too fast for conditions. I hit a large puddle which pulled me off the road into a telephone pole. Luckily, I was able to slow down enough that it wouldn't really harm me too much, but I look back now and I realize how lucky I am to be alive today. But as I sit here and look back on it now, was I really inexperienced? Or was I just really immature about how dangerous and serious driving is? You see, what really makes this whole inexperienced thing so bad is that it fuels immaturity. Teens are young, wild, and free. They do things and they live life to the fullest, and they don't look at how it might negatively affect them. And that's good, but this truly blinds them from the dangers of driving. So if you consider drinking and driving, passenger distractions, cell phone usage, risk-taking, all these things that teenagers are known to do, it all falls back on immaturity, and that's just the fault in teenagers to actually see the dangers in what they're doing and how serious some things are. And this is what ultimately kills teenagers in driving accidents.